Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host AirsoftAL, and today we're actually reviewing a good gun for once. And thank God we got through January. Q, you're an asshole. But then again, being a Trek fan, I actually know who you are. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about something that I think a lot of you may have seen in stores and may actually know about, but not know about in real steel world. Ironically enough, when I first got this thing, I didn't know what the hell it was at first. I didn't even know if it was actually based on a real steel pistol, if it was just Umarex's version of a bad joke. But no. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about a Springer pistol, which is actually good. It is the HK P30. Now, I know a lot of you are going to immediately correct me on that and be like, "Oh no, you mean the HK45, right?" Because it's obviously based on the HK45 design. No, actually. The P30 is a real pistol. It is mostly used for concealed carry, open carry, or in some cases used for security agencies, and even some military units, even Border Patrol. Ironically enough, actually tried these out for a little bit, and they were like, "Eh, we don't like them." But yeah, no, this is based off a real pistol. Like sub $800, I think, is when I last saw the MSRP on one of these things. It's chambered 9mm Parabellum, and from all accounts and people I've actually talked to who actually have owned one of these in the real steel world, they're a dream. They're really good, and it's basically an HK pistol. Good, reliable, not going to fail on you. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So, yeah, let's break it out of its clamshell prison, which I fucking hate these things. Show of hands, how many of you have actually cut your hand, had to go to the hospital for one of these things? But before I do cut it out of its prison, let's take a look at the artwork it's actually showing, because this is how you should promote a pistol. This is how a pistol is to be promoted. This is how you promote a good pistol. You show that it has a metal slide. You show that it has metal parts, has a hop-up. It takes this authentic replica, 15 rounds, metal barrel, 240 FPS with a .12. Again, you gotta love that they actually showed that. Spring, all this other stuff, and it comes with 400 rounds of .12 HK BBs, Umarex BBs, which is right there. But the cool part is, it doesn't stop at the front. The show continues in the back, and it just continues more info. Even shows you have the manual, which, believe me, for anyone who's ever owned a manual, you have to. But either way, go ahead, break this thing out of its prison, and hope it doesn't give me that much more trouble, shall we? I've got it on its feet. I almost got it. Almost there, folks. Almost there. Now that we've gotten the thing out of its prison of a plastic shell, ladies and gentlemen, today we talk about, of course, the HK-P30 pistol, the HK-P30 Springer to be exact. And as a cliff note, to those who are very gun savvy, you know that this pistol was in fact in John Wick. Now that's just a cliff note because I don't want to go into full detail about or the pistol itself until we get a gas blowback version, which, sad to say, and spoilers, we don't have a gas blowback version of the HK-P30. We have the Springer version here and the AEP version, which has simulated electric blowback, which is cute, but not really what we want. Now, this version, however, is 1-to-1 scale with an actual real steel HK-P30, which I had a chance to actually mess with while at Bass Pro, or at least I think it was an HK-P30. It might have been something else entirely, I don't remember. But the gun itself is 1-to-1 scale, has full trades, and is really nice. Everything down to the licensed trademark of Heckler & Koch or Heckler & Koch, but we just call him HK. Now, the pistol itself is really nice in the detail department. Like, I know I've said it already, but it even comes with its own specialized serial number for all your for in case you need to actually look into it and be like, hey, you know, what batch was mine, and for historical reasons. Now, the hammer does not come back, doesn't have any of the features, but it does have a full metal slide. Now, it does come with, of course, a stopper, which is very nice, a full metal inner barrel, but the outer barrel is all polymer. Well, except for the key part, which is this right here, for which the metal slide slams into. This is all metal, which you can actually see some damage from how many times I've actually messed with it. It does have a last round lock open. The magazine itself is really nice, and even, while not trademarked, still rather nice. The grip is comfy as almighty with the newer generation of HK pistols, and the texturing is okay, to say the least, but not too good. Once again, the outer barrel is polymer, and you can remove the orange tip if you want, but be careful because the outer barrel is polymer with the metal bit right here for the metal slide. You can, of course, do some nice tricks with it if you want to, but because the Springer, it's a little bit more, well, hard to say. Not really hard, just, ow, difficult. Grant, I'm a small person, not really that strong, and I don't got a lot of upper body strength, so it's a little hard for me in terms of actually priming it, because even though the prime on it is really hard, it's not, well, you're going to see performance anyway. But the best part about the last round lock open is if you get more of these, you can, of course, slam it in there, hit that slide, fire. Now, in terms of safety, the only safety we actually have on this is the Umarex USA flip safety. And outside that, the only real big thing I could say about this is that it's basically like all the other HK Springer pistols. It's got the last round lock open, it's got this flip style safety, and of course a good magazine release, which is very nice. However, unlike the other HK pistols, or at least the other Umarex pistols, Springer pistols I should say, it doesn't have any finicky problems for when it gets the last round. Now, some pistols had a lot of finicky issues. The HK, the Walther P99, the Walther PPQ, and of course well, not the Walther PPQ, the Walther P99, the Beretta PX4, a few of the older a few of the older Umarex pistols, Springer pistols, would occasionally lock open even though the last round had not reached. It'd be like you'd be 2 rounds in, and then when the last round came, the slide stop would be up far enough to where the slide would lock open, and you'd have to actually hit the slide release to actually use it. And that was a big issue, but thankfully they fixed it on the P30 pistol with an actual accurate last round lock open, with an actual slide lock, which is actually heightened well enough for it. Now, you could fix this issue on the other pistols by shimming the slide lock on the actual magazine a little bit down a little bit more, but it wasn't really worth the issue. Now, the sights on here are your basic, well, HK sights, HK pistol sights. While not white dotted, which I am going to put white dots on there, you can still acquire a target, but then again, with this pistol, you're not going to be using it as your sidearm unless, of course, you know, you're in a backyard skirmish or you're on a serious budget. Now, the pistol itself is actually really good. You can still pull it out, this, and get eyes on target. It's a really comfortable gun to actually handle, and not that bad. And of course, that magazine is really nice, depending on, you know, how you actually throw it up in there, which still is really nice. My only real big gripe about it has to be that safety. I mean, why go with this? But we'll get more into it later on. But I've gone and spoke the more positive aspects about the pistol, or at least kind of the overview of it. Let's get to the range and actually see about this. Alright guys, we have our John Wick gun, HK P30 here. We got our magazine loaded up with .2 BBs. Let's go ahead and see how she does, shall we? 148. Oh, gotta be careful doing that. That's still fun to do, though. Like, that really is. 173. 174. 148. 174. 147. 175. 171. 172. And we are out. Seriously, that is so fun to do. Like, Jesus Christ. Spring's a little tough, though, in order to do a, you know, could probably... probably. Anyway. Yeah, no. That is pretty good. It did fluctuate heavily between the 140s and the 170s, but once we take this outside, we'll definitely see the actual, more or less, performance of it. So let's take it outside, shall we? Alright, here we are about 50 feet. We got a full magazine. Still a little hard to do that. I might as well just go ahead and hit the slide release next time. But let's see how the Springer version of John Wick's gun, or the HK P30, actually performs, shall we? Go. Just... yeah, it's hitting. Let's see if it hits the barn. Now just flat shooting, we're going to shoot this way, and we're going to see how far it's going. Just straight flat shot. Let's see how far it goes. So it's breaking 60 feet. And yes, there's a little bit of wind blowing, as you can hear in the background, but it's really not that bad. Like, it's actually a really good little handgun. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get back inside, give the final thoughts and verdict, and see if the HK P30 is actually worth the buy. Now, I haven't really gotten to the price tag as of yet, but we'll get to that after I say this. The pistol itself performed relatively good. Straight on target, accurate, and really, really nice in terms of just overall performance out of the box. It's a good little pistol, but for the price tag they're asking, yeah, no. I'm going to say this now. Price tag is definitely too high on this damn thing, especially for what's offering. I mean, if it's for the metal slide, I'm sorry. I've seen other metal slide guns like the Cybergun Taurus PT99 actually go for less. Like $25 at the most. But this for $30? No. I don't care if you are Umarex. I'm dead serious on this. I do not care if you are Umarex USA. You cannot charge people $30 for this. I mean, don't get me wrong. You gave us a nice little bit of BBs with it. You gave us some nice stuff with it. I mean, the gun does perform really good. And yes, namesake alone, you do actually do somewhat well in terms of the Springer market, but you're not Tokyo Marui. And yes, that is something I wanted to bring up. Umarex USA is not the first one to make lock open on the last round Springer pistols. Tokyo Marui was doing that well before Umarex USA got into the game of that. And I'm not going to lie, I'd rather spend that kind of money on a Tokyo Marui, and that's just for mostly export purposes on the price tag, over an Umarex pistol, which has that kind of money, which is asking for that kind of money. Once again, it's not a bad gun per se, it's just a little overpriced. Umarex USA, if I had to tell you, well, Umarex, HK, whoever the hell's watching this, from your company is watching this, if you're going to ask us to charge $30 for this thing, actually give us something that's worth that $30 price tag. Offer a threaded barrel for this thing. Offer us an extra magazine in the package. Offer us your brand of .2 BBs to go alongside the pistol, because with .12s, this thing ain't accurate as hell, but with .2s, this thing is pretty damn accurate. At the very least, put a fucking hop-up system in this pistol for $30. Once again, I'm not asking for much, but at least give us a little bit more. I mean, hell, for $30, I'd rather pay for a full 1-to-1 scale HK45, classic HK45, with the slide safety and all, with all the fiddly bobs and what have you. But for this, the fact that it's not 100% accurate, the fact that it doesn't have all the fiddly bits on it, No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say, yeah, no, spend the money for this. Wait till it goes on sale and then buy this, because it is a good pistol. It's just overpriced and missing a lot of features that would definitely be saying, yeah, this is a $30 pistol. It's a $25 pistol at the most. Anyway, what's the final verdict on this? The final verdict of the HK-P30 by Umarex USA is no more, no less than a... And I feel bad for this because I really do respect Umarex and I really do respect HK. Hell, I love HK to death because I love their G3s, but I'm dodging here. I'm procrastinating. The score, verdict, is no more, no less than a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's an okay buy. I mean, it's not great. It's not, you know, one of Umarex's best, but it's definitely better than what their last Springer pistols were. Because really, the last Springer pistols had a load of issues. But this one, they definitely did fix a lot of the issues. But for the price tag, I'm sorry, wait for it to go on sale and get it for $25. Because I don't see this being $30 at all. Anyway, thank you all for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL, and you know, covering some HK guns has been pretty good. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but I think we should talk about something that's a little bit more up there in price. Maybe something Taiwanese, something unmistakably ubiquitous in airsoft, something we all know from the Mojave. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.